Hi there. I have been in many choirs, right? Many choirs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Many choirs. What is a choir? Do you know what a choir is? A choir has many people, right? Here are many people, right? How many people? 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This choir, right? This choir here has 14 people. But a choir can have 4 people. It's a very small choir called a quartet because there are 4 quartet, right? A choir can have 8 people or 9 or 10 people, 11, 12, 13, 100 people or more. A choir can have as many people as you want. Probably more than 3, probably. And probably more than 4 because when there's one person, it's a solo. It's called a solo. When there are 2 people, it's called a duet. There's 2 people. Duet. When there are 3 people, right? 3 people. This is a person, right? Here are 2 people. Here are 3 people, right? So when there are 3 people, it's called a trio, right? A trio. And a trio is kind of like a choir, right? Because it's more than one person. One person does not make a choir. 4 people is a quartet. 5 people is a quintet. 6 people, a sextet. 7 people, a septet. 8 people, an octet. 9, maybe there is a name for 9 people, but I can't remember it. And same with 10 people, I'm not sure. But yeah, all of these, maybe 3, maybe 4 are choirs, right? But one person is not a choir. And 2 people, not really a choir, just a duet. But around 3 people, maybe you can say it's a choir. Maybe. I think more than 5 or 6, more than 5 or 6. So from 5 and 6, 8, 9, 10 and up, I think that's more of a choir. There's no exact number, right? So anyway, I have been in many choirs in my life. My first choir that I was in was when I was in the 5th grade. 5th grade is in elementary school. Yeah, so here is a school, and an elementary school is for little kids, right? Little kids that are young from the age of 5 years old. 5 years old. So I was born. I was a baby. I was born in 1985, okay? In April. April is the 4th month of the year. So I was born in April 1985, and 5 years later, 1990, in April, I became 5 years old, right? 5 years old. Now I am not 5 years old. Now I am 36 years old. In April, I will turn 37. Yeah, I'll be 37 years old. Elementary school, right? This is an elementary school. An elementary school is for little kids, right? Students who study math and reading and science, English, that are 5 years old, to 12 years old or 13 years old, right? Some students might be 6 years old when they start, right? When they start elementary school. But usually they are 5 years old and then they go until 12 years old, 13 years old. Yeah. But each school is different. So at my school, at my elementary school, when I was a little kid, I was in a choir in 5th grade, right? Here's a choir. And I was in my first choir in 5th grade. And our choir was 5th grade students, and our director, our conductor, right? So a choir has a conductor. This is the conductor. Da 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 da. Right? The conductor is going like this with their hands in front to get everyone to sing at the same time, right? Our conductor was our music teacher, right? So this is also a teacher, and he taught us music. And he was our choir director. In 5th grade, in my first choir, I sang a solo, right? So a solo is one person singing, not a choir, just one person. And I was Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast, right? Lumiere is a candelabra, right? He is a candelabra that can talk, right? He has eyes, right? Eyes and a mouth and a nose. Lumiere is a candelabra from Beauty and the Beast, and he sings a song. Be our guest, right? Do you know that song from Beauty and the Beast? So my solo was as Lumiere, and I had candles in my hands and a hat that was a candle, right? I had a hat that was a candle on my head and in my hands, and I sang a solo. That was my first choir. The second choir was also in elementary school, but not in 5th grade because I had moved up a grade. It was in 6th grade. Yeah, so that was my second choir. Then when I went to middle school, so this school is elementary school, and next I went to middle school or junior high. Some places call it junior high and some places call it middle school. Junior high usually has 2 grades. Junior high or junior high school is 7th and 8th grade, right? Just 2 grades, 7th grade and 8th grade. But middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And there are 3 grades. And it's in the middle, right? So we have elementary school here. Elementary school is kindergarten to 5th grade, right? Or 6th grade for me. I had 6th grade at elementary school, and then middle school, and then high school. So here is elementary school, and then middle school, 6th to 8th grade, and then high school, 9th to 12th grade. And then after high school, you can go to college or university. So middle school is in the middle. It's in the middle. It's between, right? Between, in the middle, between elementary school and high school. So it's called middle school. My middle school changed from junior high to middle school when I was in 7th grade. So during my 7th grade year, when I was in 7th grade, we changed schools. So I started here in this school, and then we moved to a new school, to a much bigger school, right? A brand new school. They built a new school. So I was in this school from 7th to 8th grade, and I was in choir. Yeah, I was in choir. So there were 2 more choirs, 7th grade choir and 8th grade choir, and I was also in show choir. Show choir, you sing, ah, and you dance, right? You dance, and yeah, that's show choir. After 8th grade, I moved to high school, and the high school was bigger, and high school was 9th grade to 12th grade. And when I graduated in 12th grade, I was 18 years old, right? In 9th grade, right? 9th grade and 10th grade and 11th grade and 12th grade, I was in choir. So by the time that I was 18 years old, I had been in many choirs. But then after high school, I went to university. And at university, there are many different buildings, right? There's a building here and here and here, right? University is very big. And in university, I was in choir too. Yeah, I was in 3 choirs in university. Choir number 1 was a very big choir. There were many members. There were 80 singers, right? 80 people. 80 people singing at one time. I was in a smaller choir that was 16 people or 20 people, right? It was a smaller group. And the third choir I was in was only for males, right? Males that have a voice like me that's low, right? Some males have a higher voice, right? But that choir was maybe about 20 people too. So I was in 3 choirs in university. So many choirs, right? And then after university, I was in another choir, right? Another choir. The next choir I was in was a community choir, right? So a community choir are adults. You can have a kids community choir too, but my choir that I was in was an adult, right? So I'm an adult. I'm not a kid anymore. Not a kid. This is an adult community choir. So people from the city I lived in Wisconsin. Here is Wisconsin in the US, this brown state. And I lived about here in a city called Menominee. Here, let me change the color. So I lived about here in Menominee, and different people, right? Different people like me from Menominee came together to sing. And people from other cities came to Menominee to sing in the choir. This was our community choir. And actually, I became the director, the conductor. I conducted the choir while they sang. And I did that for about 3 years. 2012, 2013, 2014, and a little bit of 2015, right? So from part of 2012 to part of 2015. So about 3 years. And then in 2016, I came to Korea. Here's Korea. And I came to Busan, right here. Busan, down here. I came to Busan, and in Busan, the city where I am living now, I'm in Busan right now. There is another choir. And I went to sing in the choir. In 2016, I joined the choir here in Busan. And until 2020, I sang in the choir here in Busan. But in 2020, COVID started, right? COVID-19 started. So in 2020, I had to stop singing in the choir because it wasn't safe anymore. There are different parts in a choir, right? There are different parts. There are different voices in a choir. There are different sounds in a choir. There are very low voices, right? There are very low voices. And there are voices in the middle. And there are very high voices, right? Very high and very low voices in a choir. And usually there are 4 parts in a choir. There is bass, which is the lowest part, tenor, alto, and soprano. Let's say we make bass green, then this person and this person and this person and maybe this person is a bass, and they sing very low. I sing bass in a choir, but not just bass. Let's say tenor is yellow, so this person and this person and this person are a tenor, and they sing higher, right? I also sing tenor. And then up from tenor, we have alto, right? And we'll make alto blue, and we'll say this person and this person and this person and this person is an alto, right? And they sing lower than sopranos, and they sing higher than tenors or basses. And then last we have sopranos. So soprano, soprano, soprano. And sopranos sing the highest. So there are usually 4 parts in a choir. And usually sopranos and altos, usually they are female. But they don't have to be female. Males can also sing soprano, or transgendered persons. So males can sing soprano and alto, and transgendered people or non-binary people like me can sing soprano and alto. But in the past, and usually, sopranos and altos are females. Tenors and basses can be female or transgendered or non-binary, and usually they are male because of the vocal instrument. But they don't have to be male. So these are the 4 parts in a mixed choir. And you can split these parts too, right? You can split them into soprano 1, soprano 2, alto 1, alto 2, tenor 1, tenor 2, bass 1, and bass 2. And now you have 8 parts. Soprano 1 is the highest. And then this is the 2. Soprano 2, there we go. And soprano 2 is below soprano 1, right? Soprano 2 is below soprano 1. Alto 1 is below soprano 2, but above alto 1, right? So you can split the 4 parts into 8 parts. And you can split them more too. Some choirs are just tenors and basses, right? So in those choirs, you just have tenor 1, tenor 2, bass 1, bass 2, or just tenor and bass. And you can have a choir that's only soprano and alto. You can also have a choir that's soprano, tenor, and bass, and no alto. Or you can have a choir that's soprano and bass, or soprano, alto, tenor, right? There are many different combinations, different ways of mixing voices together to make a choir. So, what about you? Do you like choirs? Do you like choirs? Do you like choral music? Do you like to listen to choir music, or you don't like it? Let me know in the comments below. And have you ever been in a choir like me? Let me know in the comments below. And like always, give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to click subscribe and ring the bell to get notifications when I upload future videos. And consider joining our Patreon page to help me get more videos out to you in the future. The link is in the description below. All right? Thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.